Are you kinda depressed that there's no new games for the great 16-bit video game consoles like Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo? Well, guess what? There are. There are new games. Yeah, last year, May of last year, 2015, in the very first Neo Retro News, I tell you about Pier for the Sega Genesis and Sydney Hunter for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. A year later, after I did this first Neo Retro News, what's the state of those games? Well, Pier also released a Dreamcast version, a nice physical copy. Right now, if we were to check out their website, looks like it's all sold out. Looks like just about everything Pier is sold out. That's not too bad if you want more Pier It's been sold out before. When I bought my copy, it had been sold out before, and it'll be sold out again, no doubt. Pier seems to be doing well. It's sold out at the moment, but I'm sure there'll be more in the future. As for Sydney Hunter, that game, well, a very optimistic projection would have released the Super Nintendo version quite a few months ago, actually. But if it's not out yet, and it's not out yet, it shouldn't be considered too shocking. Pier came out 2 years later than they were hoping. I think they were hoping for a release date of 2008, and it actually came out in 2010. Collector Vision seems to be fairly reliable, but, you know, these small productions, this isn't like big companies like Sega or Nintendo or Capcom or Konami or anybody that large. This is smaller scale. Delays are to be expected. I'm still looking forward to the new Sydney Hunter game, and it probably, it'll be out eventually. I wouldn't worry about it too much. And guess what? Since last year, it's also been announced that there's going to be Sega Genesis and Sega CD versions of the game, and maybe even TurboGrafx 16 versions of the game. I already ordered the Super Nintendo version. I think the next one will go for Sega CD, then Genesis, because I'm going to want to play this thing on all game systems. It's just so cool to have a new game now. And the same guys that are doing the Sydney Hunter game, they've done other Sydney Hunter games, including one for the Intellivision, and there's one, Justice Beaver, that they're also working on as well, too. Alright, so I recommend looking up Watermelon, the makers of Pier as well as Collector Vision, the makers of Sydney Hunter, because they have other games in development as well too. Lots of interesting stuff for the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, so can you handle the wait? Waiting for new Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo games? I think it'll be worth the wait. So feel free to check out some of my other videos, and I don't yet have any experience with the games from Collector Vision, but I definitely recommend Pier from Watermelon.